Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Executive Officer Arnie Bellini.
Thank you very much. You know, this is my favorite time of the year, IT Nation. It always feels like Christmas because we always busily prepare everything to meet with you here and to what we hope today will be wow you, and I think we'll do that. I'm pretty excited to announce that we have over 3,500 of you joining us here today, and that's the largest number that we've ever had, so we're really excited about that. We have 190 opportunities for you to learn in breakout sessions, and we've got 113 amazing solutions that connect to the ConnectWise ecosystem right here in the Solutions Pavilion. I encourage you to take a look at them. And you know, it wouldn't be an IT Nation if we didn't have some amazing parties. And so what's really cool today is I get to say, hey, tonight, guess what we get to do? Tonight, we get to claim Universal Studios for the IT Nation. Unfortunately, it's only one night. But I have a feeling some of you may be there in the morning. So, you know, and then tomorrow night, we actually have another great party right here at the hotel. It's the Around the World party, and that will be kind of our kickoff final party, so we're very excited about that. You know, but what is IT Nation really about? It's about learning, and it's about having fun. It's about connecting with each other. It's about the peer relationships that so many of you have created here, such deep relationships that you've created with each other and with us, and with these amazing experts that we brought here for you to learn from. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, it's about the keynotes, and it's about what we have to say here. It's about what the solutions will show you they can do for you in the Solutions Pavilion. But it's really about you, okay? It's about you and your technology teams, and how can we drive you to amazing success in this great world that we're living in today with fantastic opportunity. I guess I wanted to sort of start off by talking about all the cool things that we see in this ecosystem. And you know, I guess the first thing I really want to do is people are always talking about ecosystem. I mean, I see everybody, ecosystem. It's kind of a term that's used too often, in my opinion. So we're going to break it down, okay? In fact, we're going to cover a lot of material today, so I'm going to move kind of fast. And the idea here today is to give you a context for looking at your business, a different lens to look at your business through. So the first thing I want to do is demystify ecosystem, define it. Then we're going to move on to talk about what we call technology canvases and how you can apply that inside of your businesses. And then we're going to give you a strategy that we think is the winning strategy for you to drive success with your technology teams in your business. And finally, we're going to talk about your teams and how they should operate and how they should be working at optimum efficiency. So that's really the goal today. And it's going to be an ambitious one. I want to also say that I'm scratching the surface today, but we have an entire webinar series that we've started, and it actually starts in December, and it's called ConnectWise Path to Success. And so if you go to connectwise.com/path to success, you can sign up for that webinar series. We'd love to have you. We think this is groundbreaking information, and it'll help you with your technology businesses. So let's talk about the ecosystem. All right, this is the term that I always say. Everyone says ecosystem. I looked it up last night. I said, okay, somebody's got a good definition for ecosystem out there. And I mean business ecosystem, technology ecosystem. I honestly could not find one. And so here is our definition of ecosystem. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty smart. But if you think about an ecosystem, it has to be vibrant. It has to be something that gets it going, right? And the first thing that comes into any ecosystem from a business standpoint, and our ecosystem certainly is our customers. That's the very first ingredient in this ecosystem. Then what do we have? Solutions. Lots and lots of solutions. Lots of solutions for you to choose from to apply to your customers. And then the next piece that's really important is actually services. So the services that your customers need from you is really sort of that gravitational pull of the ecosystem, at least our ecosystem, that we're defining today for you. But there's something missing here because, any good ecosystem has activity, any good ecosystem is connected, and this one isn't. So what is it missing? It's missing your teams. So your teams are what make this whole ecosystem connect. It's about the customer's needs and the solutions that are out there, but it's really about your service set and how you orchestrate that service set and how you deliver that service set and how you drive that service set that is your magic. It is your glue. It is what holds this whole ecosystem together. So never forget that. And as far as ConnectWise is concerned, we dare to actually put ourselves here at the center of this ecosystem because that really is our goal and our mission, is how can we make this a vibrant and real and successful and profitable ecosystem for you, our partners. And so our objective is to connect the entire ecosystem. And we're going to show you how we're going to do that because we've taken some pretty amazing steps to get to that point. So we're going to show that in just a little bit. Okay, so the first thing I really want to start with here is this concept of technology canvas. And so you saw from the ecosystem, we have all of these needs from clients floating in. Well, when they float in, it gives us a technology canvas. And so what do I mean by a technology canvas? It really is these 14 squares. It's your job to understand these squares, and it's the context and the lens that you can look at your clients through. And so what I get excited about when I look at this technology canvas is, I look at it and it's like, look at that, and somebody help me out here because I've done some research on this. There really is nothing else that you could provide to your clients. Not today, not in the technology world today. Every one of these things are squares that your clients may need, do need, want. Maybe they need them and they don't want them or they don't want to pay for them, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is what is their true canvas? What is the potential for each and every one of your customers? And so it really comes down to this set of squares on the technology canvas. And so we're going to use this as a way of talking through our information today and what we think will be, I hope, very useful to you. So let's go through these real quick, right? Copy print, been around for a long time. We all know about it. Guarantee there's a bunch of you out there because we work with a lot of copier companies. That was where you started your business, and you're still making great money there, and you're going to stay in that space. But every single business in the world needs copy and print. It's kind of interesting to watch that space because it changes, right? I mean, it used to be copiers, big copiers. Yeah, they still sell big copiers, but it's mostly about multifunction printers now. So that industry or that square is an interesting one, and it's changing as we watch it, right? Security. Right? Every company needs it. Not every company wants to pay for it, And like I said last year at IT Nation, whether you like it or not, if you do manage the infrastructure of a client, then you're also going to be responsible for their security needs, like it or not. Very important, upcoming square. Everybody needs it. Another one that every single company is focusing on today is physical security. They need to protect their colleagues. They need to protect their buildings. We're living in a world that's, let's admit it, it's getting a little bit scarier. And so this is a real important square, a real important need that your customers have. Internet of Things. We don't often think of that in our space, but, things are floating down from the sky and showing up everywhere. We're seeing them primarily in construction and infrastructure. Things are very useful there, but I know a lot of you have things. We all have Alexas, or maybe we have Google Home, but those are just consumer-grade things. But you're going to see more and more things floating down into your clients, and so it's a new thing that you've got to be thinking about because they will need things. Audio-visual is another cool area that is really up and coming. It is a whole digital world now, all of audio, all of visual. It is a technology square now. It is part of the technology canvas. And so you see things like dashboards showing up everywhere. You see digital signage showing up everywhere. You know, I think one of the cool things that you're going to see is this technology is becoming so affordable that people are going to start putting this in their business and actually displaying scenes from outside to actually help with the mood and motivation of their own colleagues inside their company. So imagine that. It's going to be a big technology wall in almost every company coming sometime in the future. Collaboration, and this is a great one. Collaboration is, I mean, you don't see telephony up here, do you? You don't, all right? You know why you don't see telephony up here? Because I'm just going to say it, telephony's dead, all right? Collaboration is taking over. What customers want is, well, first of all, let me ask you this. What's your preferred method of communication? We're all busy. We're all always running around 7 ways from Sunday. You're going to text, right? The last thing you're going to do is pick up the phone and talk to someone because it takes so much time. And so collaboration is a new technology square. It's a way to think about your clients. You probably want to look into this as a new opportunity for you as well. So it's about omni-channel everything, right? Talking about having meetings, talking about messaging, talking about, phone calls, okay? Probably my third choice, right? How many of us go automatically? I don't travel as much as I used to because the technology for digital meetings has gotten so good, right? So collaboration is the new thing. Telephony is dead, sorry if that offends anyone, but it is. Collaboration is that next thing. We know every company out there in the world today needs disaster recovery. They need a backup solution. They need disaster recovery. Line of business applications. You know, you think about accounting firms, they use a product called CCH. You think about construction firms, they use a solution, a line of business solution called Timberline, a lot of them. So there's a lot of line of business solutions out there. Every one of your customers needs one. Quite honestly, that's how we see ourselves. We're the line of business application for you to run your technology business. And then Office apps, right? Office 365, Google Apps, every company needs that. Network infrastructure, that's a given. You've got to have it because everyone has to communicate not only to each other under the roof of their client, but they also have to communicate out there to the internet. On-site computing. And I break this up between on-site computing and cloud computing because it is a combined hybrid world that we've entered into today. 36% of the workloads in our world are moving to the cloud, right? So it's not just about what's under the roof, and it's actually not about what's up in the cloud. So, the cool thing is when we first started talking about this 10 years ago, I can remember at a Robin Robbins event, talking about cloud and how it was going to change everything and how every icon on your desktop eventually was going to end up in the cloud. And I had people laughing at me. I said, that's okay. We'll see if the test of time holds true. But it has. And so you see more and more applications floating up into the cloud, and it's a hybrid world, though. We've got cloud computing, and we've got on-site computing, and there's this beautiful sort of mix of the two. I think probably a long time ago, we were all afraid of the cloud because we thought, oh my God, everything's going to go to the cloud. Hasn't happened, right? There's always going to be compute power under the roof, and there's always going to be compute power in the cloud, and there'll always be this hybrid combination of the two, and you've got to get good at that. That's a new technology skill that we've all got to get good at. Application development, when all else fails, what do? Custom programming, right? And then business intelligence. So this is the new big up-and-coming technology square on the canvas that everyone's going to have to get focused on and deal with. Some great solutions out there, like Microsoft Power BI and many others, but that one is pretty much in your wheelhouse. So this is the technology canvas. It's your job to match your customer's technology canvas to the solutions that exist in the ecosystem, and your customers want you to select solutions for them to meet their needs. So let's take a look at one example. Let's look at disaster recovery, okay? So if I look out there in the ecosystem and I look for disaster recovery solutions, I'll pull up these because we actually, every single one of these disaster recovery solutions is connected to the ConnectWise platform. And so we're pretty excited about that. So complete integration with all of these solutions. In fact, we sell, ConnectWise, whether you know it or not, sells 6 of these solutions. So you can actually talk to your account manager or send an email to accountmanager@connectwise.com, and you can get 6 of these solutions. And so we're really all about giving you as many choices as possible, not only in disaster recovery, but in all of the other solutions that you pick to deploy to your clients. I wanted to sort of highlight one of these because we just put out a press release and we're kind of excited about it, and that's InfraScale. InfraScale has been ranked by Gartner as the #1 disaster recovery as a service solution for small businesses. And it was ranked #2 by Gartner in their Magic Quadrant for medium-sized companies. It's a pretty cool solution. They're over there in the Solutions Pavilion. Take a look at them. Take a look at the others, 7 that are connected to us. But this ecosystem is full of choices with every one of these technology squares. And so it's about our job to connect to as many as possible, to give you as many choices to meet your clients' needs. So let's look through the technology canvas lens at this ecosystem for a second. And so we're going to pick on this one client here. Let's go zoom into this accounting firm, right? So if I look at a typical accounting firm and I say, well, how do I match up the technology canvas to them? Well, now, first of all, here's the things that they care about. Now, I am not saying these are the things they should care about. Maybe they should care about cloud computing a little bit more, but I know we have a lot of clients. We are you. We still operate our technology service business in the Tampa Bay area. It's about a $4 million a year business. We have about 15 colleagues in that. We're not expanding. We don't want to compete with anyone. We simply want to keep our foot in the game so that we really understand this industry deeply, just like you do, right? And we do a lot of work with accounting firms, and this is what we see that they're very interested in. And so that's how when we look at an accounting firm, this is how we see them through the technology lens. Here's the things that they need. Let's take another client. Let's take a look at a doctor's office, okay? A doctor's office, when you look at through the technology canvas lens at a doctor's office, it looks like this, okay? Now, this is the thing. This is how they look at technology. This is what they claim their needs are. I would say to you that it would be really awesome if doctors' offices wanted more business intelligence, but it's just not something that they really focus on. So this is how a doctor's office would look. And let's take a look at one more. Let's take a look at a construction company in the ecosystem, okay? Here's what a typical construction company is going to look like. Here's what they're interested in. It's funny because whenever you talk to a construction company, they have no concern about security. When you say security, they're like, I got my hard hat on. I'm secure, or my truck beeps when I back up. That I'm required by the government to have that beep when I back up, right? So I'm secure. Like, that's not the security we're talking about. But construction companies are not very concerned about security. At least they are not today. So this is the lens that you look at a technology or a construction company from. So if you looked at all of your customers through this technology canvas lens, and then you put them together and intersected them, you'd see where the intersection points are. And this is a very useful way for you to thinking about what you're going to do with your business and being more purpose-driven with the decisions that you're making and the teams that you're creating. So now you may look at this, and it's not just where the overlap is. Where the overlap is where the opportunity is, right? But you also then have to compare it to your resources, your kind of passion. What are you passionate about? Because you can't, you really can't cover every single square. And when you cover a square on this canvas, you should seek to dominate it. And what I mean by that is completely own the square, right? So how many of you remember Hollywood Squares, right? It's like, I want to own that square, right? I want to win that square, right? That's kind of the idea here. You want to own it. You want to grab that square. You want to dominate it. You don't want to let anybody else into that square, all right? So you've got to compare it to your resources. You've got to compare it to your capabilities. And then you've got to decide, do we have enough demand from our client base or our prospective client base to be able to pursue these squares on the technology canvas. So this is a great way for you to look at it. But there is another thing here, which is the strategy on how to win a square, right? So when you look at a square, you think, all right, I want to dominate it. Well, how are you going to dominate that square? How are you going to own it? And what we propose is, this is the very best strategy to own the square. The very first thing you've got to do, right, is land, right? You got to land there. You got to make them aware that you have the solution, and then they've got to want to buy it from you. You've got to sell it to them, all right? Now, there are people who will just stop right there. There are technology companies that go, I'm done. I sold it. I'm done, okay? I would call that a box mover, okay? Because it's really important, and you're not going to make any money if you simply land. In fact, my proposition here is you're making more money with the further you go down the line of this strategy. You will make more money, right? A lot of companies will sell it, and they will install it. And when I talk about install, that's like day one, day two service. You know, I come, I do what I need to do, I get it up and running, I'm gone, okay? That's cool. I guess I could call you, you've added some value, so maybe I'd call you a value-added reseller if you stop right there on your strategy, all right? But I think this next one is the place where you've got the real opportunity, and I think this is the place I would give you a call to action and ask you to think deeply about it, and that is embed, okay? Embed is one of the most, I'd say it's the place where you're going to get your most stickiness, okay? So many of us will put a solution in, we'll do day one, day two, and then we try and jump straight over embed, straight to just managing it, okay? I guess you can do that, but you know, you're going to have competition who's going to put together sets of services that maybe will do a better job of embedding it, and maybe that's going to put you at risk. So if you lose clients, and if you think about it, think about the clients that you've lost. Think about the managed service clients that you've lost. I would propose that when you go and research that, you're going to find that it's because somebody else came in and offered the ability to take the solutions that you might have installed and to actually embed them better, okay? And when I think about that, a great example for that would be Microsoft Office 365, right? How many of us just turn it on? Great, you got email, you had email under the roof. Well, we moved you up here, we did the project, we moved you, you now got email in the cloud, and Word, and Excel, and you stop right there. Well, you haven't embedded it, you've just moved it, that's all you've done. You know, Microsoft gives us lots of ways to do much more than that, right? So Microsoft gives us ways to use, say, OneNote, or SharePoint, or Skype, where you can really help that client in ways that we don't typically necessarily think about, all right? And when I talk to you, and I've talked to lots of you, it's about sort of installing it and sort of, well, I'll manage it afterwards because ConnectWise gave me Cloud Console and it makes it easy to manage, but you haven't gone through the step of embedding it. So embedding is where you're creating great adoption inside of that client with that solution. That's where you're going to get sticky. Last year I talked about a partner in Scotland, Austin, and Austin did such a great job, or Duncan Reed. Duncan did such a good job of embedding Office 365 in his clients, all right? They're never going to leave him. And they're letting him then manage Office 365 for him, and they're letting him manage everything. Now, I'm going to tell you that this strategy works on every single one of these squares. And I'm also going to tell you that every single one of these squares wants to be managed, right? every one of them wants to be managed. And so I'm going to kind of debunk this concept of managed service, all right? I have people come to this conference and they go, well, it seems like a bunch of managed service providers. And it's like, well, there's a lot of managed service providers here, but what they really are managing is they're managing network infrastructure and on-site compute and maybe office apps, but they're not managing all of the other technology squares. Every one of those squares begs to be managed, right? Begs to be embedded, begs to be managed, right? So I could kind of like break the word managed services in part here, okay? Just split it. Managed over here, services over here, drop what you want in the middle, okay? Because it's like managed security services, managed infrastructure services, managed physical security services, managed collaboration services. Hey, let's go to this one, managed shave services. Dollar Shave Club, $9.95 a month. That's managed service for shaving, okay? So everything's begging to be managed in this modern world. People want to, what is it really saying when they want to be managed? They're saying, I just don't want the hassle of it. I want you to take that, okay? I don't want to do this anymore. You know, even to the point where it's like, I don't want to have to think about going out and buying razors. I'm on the Dollar Shave Club. It comes once a month. I'm all good, $9.95. I'm happy. But you think about it, so I want you to think differently about managed services. I want you to think about these technology squares. I want you to think that every single one of these needs to be managed. And if you do a great job with all of that, then guess what? Oh, you get to renew. You get to actually renew. So think about the world, think about every technology square, okay? Is the network infrastructure good forever, the one that you put in? Heck no. Got to replace routers. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times we've replaced our switches and routers at ConnectWise. You know, it seems to happen every 3 years, okay? Because new technology comes out or our needs grow and we got to go upgrade to new technology. So the renew cycle is a really important part of the cycle because it's an opportunity for you to make a lot of money. It's also an opportunity for you to be consultative. So if you've embedded your services there and you're providing consultative services, you know when the refresh is supposed to happen, right? You can make money there. And if you're doing all of these things well, guess what? Your client base will let you expand to any square that you want, right? So now that whole technology canvas is available for you to expand into. So this strategy is a really important strategy that I want you to focus on. We're going to be covering this in the webinar series that we're coming up with here that starts in December. And so when you think about this strategy, it's not linear. It's a circle, okay? In fact, it's really a life cycle. You can do this over and over again. I mean, you got to be constantly focusing on land, install, embed, manage, renew, expand, right? It's just a continuous loop. You know, do it, move over to the next square. Do it, move over to the next square. The next square that you decide based on the way that you've looked at your client base through the technology canvas lens, based on the squares that you want to own, the squares that you want to dominate. Now, this becomes a very deliberate and systematic way of thinking about your business. And I guess I want to say it like this, if I can, to be so honest, is so often what we do is we get really excited about a solution. We don't look at what services we can provide. We love the solution, so we're like, I'm just going to, and Joey and Sally, they're providing this solution. They're doing really good, and so I'm going to provide this solution. Well, you went about it the whole wrong way. Now, that might happen to work, but that's not the right strategy that you should go through to try and figure this out, okay? This is the strategy that you should go through. Land, install, embed, manage, renew, expand. You need to do it based on the technology canvas and looking at your clients through that lens. Okay, so what's the idea? The idea is to win all of the squares that you're interested in, right? I want all of them, okay? Now, I'm not saying you should expand your business because you're going to have resources and technology, but I will say this. There are companies who are focused on going out and winning every square. And why are they doing that? Because if I don't win all the squares, then I'm leaving some square open, so I'm leaving somebody the opportunity to get their foot in the door at my client, okay? I am not saying that you should try to win every square. What I am saying, though, is you should absolutely employ this strategy to win all the squares that you feel you deserve, that you feel that you can completely own, okay? All right, so to help us understand this concept, we're going to use the example of Liberty Technologies. And Ben Johnson, a good friend of mine and amazing human being, is the CEO of Liberty Technologies. And the company has about $7 million of annual revenue. They got 30 colleagues. They're based in Atlanta, Georgia. And they've been a ConnectWise partner since 2005. And Ben uses the entire ConnectWise platform to run his business. So let's take a look at Ben, okay? This is the way Ben sees his companies, right? Same way we were looking before. And when he looks at that, he can put together and see, hey, look, here's all the intersection points of my customer base, all right? I've got lots of squares I can pick from, but when I then compare it to my resources, here's the ones that I really feel I want to focus on. And so what Ben's decided to do is to focus on physical security, network infrastructure, on-site computing, collaboration, disaster recovery, okay, and physical security. So these are the technology squares that he's pulled out that he wants to focus on. So good for Ben. He's got that figured out. So the next thing Ben's got to do is say, okay, now, if I'm going to cover these for the client, how do I do that? Well, I have to form teams, and this is how he's formed his teams. He's formed a security team, a physical security team, a collaboration team, and a managed service team. And in that managed service team, he's taken over several of those technology squares: disaster recovery, on-site compute, cloud compute, and also network infrastructure. So, that's the team that takes care of managed services for him. So let's go ahead and, take a look. And so let's go ahead and stick Ben at the center of the ecosystem, because now it's Ben's opportunity on the ConnectWise platform to see what he can accomplish and how he's going to set up his teams. So this is a pretty important concept. Again, I know I feel like Professor Bellini today, where I'm going through what I would think is almost an MBA course, and I'm making you go through like 5 chapters at once, but that's okay. Again, we're going to flush this out in much more detail in the webinar series. So managed services, right? What does he start with? What should you start with? You should always start with your customer needs. That's the number one thing. Focus on the customer needs. And so in this case, the customer is saying, I need disaster recovery, I need network infrastructure, and I got to have on-site compute, okay? Those are the customer needs. Focus on those first. What do you focus on second? You focus on your capabilities and the services that you want to deliver. Now, notice I haven't talked about solutions yet, all right? Because it's not the right way to think about it. I know it's fun to find a solution and then retro plug it in to customer needs, but it's backwards, right? Start with the customer needs, start with your own capabilities and the services that you feel you could provide, and then you want to look for solutions. And so in this case, Ben is doing end-user support, network infrastructure, disaster recovery. Sounds pretty familiar to every single one of your businesses, but this is where he distinguishes himself, right? He actually then focuses on managing the Internet of Things. So if a thing connects itself to a network that Liberty Technologies is managing, they're going to then start managing that thing as well. So he's expanded a little bit. And Ben's been so successful and Liberty's been so successful that they've actually taken this concept and they're actually applying it to data centers. And so this is Liberty's sort of secret sauce, right? This is the place where they are able to make a difference. And so the solutions that they pick to do that, based on that, are, as I said, he's on the ConnectWise platform. He's using Veeam, he's using PRG network monitoring, and he's using Cisco Meraki. Those are the tool sets that he's using, the solutions that he's using to apply his services to meet the customer needs, right? The services, now let me ask you a question, okay? Do you have control over the customer's needs? Come on, someone, anyone. No! You have no control over their needs. Their needs are their needs, okay? Do you have control over the solution? Now, you have control over the solutions you pick, but do you have control over the solution set that's available out there? No, you don't, okay? Do you have control over the services that you're offering to connect the customer's needs to the solutions you want to offer? Yes, you do, okay? I can't tell you how many times people say to me, it's like, well, we're all running ConnectWise, so we're all the same. It's like, no, you're not. You're 100% different. I don't see, the only place you differentiate yourself is in the center here with the services, all right? So you can offer unique services just like Liberty Technologies has, and you can be unique and different. That's your secret sauce. That's where you make a difference. That's where you can command great additional revenues if you focus on that service set. So again, all we're trying to do here is give you a really good context for sort of laser focusing on your business, because remember what I said, it's a 3-day sabbatical. We want you to have a business plan for 2018. I would love to see this be part of your business plan, right? Focusing on this, going through every technology team, and then saying, okay, let's look at the customer needs, let's look at the services we want to offer, and then let's decide what the proper solution set is, okay? So let's take a look at another one of his teams, collaboration teams. So, you know, we mentioned how telephone is dead and telephony is dead, but it's all about collaboration now. So customer needs, I need meeting rooms. I need calls, yep, need that, still need telephony, right? But I need messaging, and that's probably my preferred method of communication anymore. I need meetings, and I need them to be digital. I need them to be easy and fast, okay? And I need, like, omni-channel communication. Like, I need just anyone, anywhere, anytime, and I need it to be easy and fast. I need people to be able to connect from their mobile phone or their laptop or any other device to get into a meeting, okay? Or to get into a message chat or to get onto a call, okay? So that's the collaboration needs that clients have today. So what has Ben done? Ben has created a great he's created a technology team that's focused on doing a great job with the implementation. And then this is really important in collaboration, adoption, okay? There's so much you can do with a great collaboration tool that you've got to spend time really driving it in. Drive it into that client. It's not about, we installed it, here's the manual, see ya, okay? It's not that. You can't do that, okay? What you got to do is you've got to make sure that you're getting great adoption. You've got to implement it. You've got to drive it in there. And then you've got to provide consulting services as well. So this is what Liberty has decided to do, and of course, support. Solutions he's picked, again, he's on the ConnectWise platform, and he's using Cisco Spark because it is actually an amazing and affordable omni-channel communications solution with smart whiteboards. In fact, I got to say this, I'll just say it. It's like, we started talking to Ben about this, and Ben said, well, and Ben is from Atlanta, Georgia, and he got a southern accent, real southern. And Ben says to me, he goes, you know, Arnie, I bet you're wasting a whole lot of money on collaboration. And I go, I don't collaborate. I got phone system, we got Skype. I mean, I don't collaborate. He goes, well, you should, okay? And I said, okay, fine, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, you know, we sell Cisco Spark, and it'll do all that for you, and smart whiteboards and everything else. And I said, I don't need any of that. I got a phone system. I got a phone system. I got ShoreTel. I'm good. You know, I got GoToMeeting. I'm good. You know, he goes, well, would you mind me looking at your bills? All right. He looked at our bills, and he figured out that he could save us $40,000 a year by moving us over to Cisco Spark. And so now we're actually engaged in moving through that implementation. So he did what did Ben do so well there? He identified needs that we had that I didn't even know that we had, okay? He put it in a way, in a perspective, in his beautiful Southern charm, in a way that I didn't see it, okay? And I'm in technology. I mean, I was embarrassed. I thought, man, I should know this, all right? So if I don't know this, okay, and I'm supposed to know this, then do you think your clients know this? They don't. They don't know this. So this is a real opportunity. This is a pot of gold for you at the end of the rainbow, I think, because I was shocked, okay? And by the way, I don't know if I'd ever told you that our analysis said we would save $40,000 a year, but you cannot then jack your price up on this project, all right? All right. So that's collaboration. Let's take a look at security, right? Security services. What does the client need? Digital security, email protection, antivirus protection, malware protection, okay? What services are provided? Threat detection, security training is so important, right? And why is it important? Because I was told by our security expert, Greg Surla, that every company is a Tootsie Pop. And I said, what the hell, you Tootsie Pop? He said, yeah, Arnie, think about it. They're hard on the outside and soft on the inside. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, we got firewalls keeping everything out, everything, okay? I'm like, yeah, we do. We're good, right? He goes, no, because you got phishing attacks that come right into your GUI center, and if someone opens up that email, that whole Tootsie Pop explodes. And I thought, yeah, that's right. That makes a whole lot of sense, So training is so important, right? In fact, I think what Liberty does is kind of cool. They actually infiltrate with a phishing attempt to the client before they go propose to them. And then they show them, they say, hey, 40% of your people click through, right? I think that's a pretty compelling sales proposal there. It's like we totally were able to, we didn't do it, but we could have completely gotten into the soft part of your Tootsie Pop, and we could have exploded your whole business. So that means anybody could do this. So it was pretty effective there. So security training to make sure that people know when to open emails, when not to open emails, okay? And then maybe a great product like, I know Cisco Umbrella is able to prevent that kind of thing as well, even if people do click in. So security audits and support, and he's selected a whole set of solutions for that as well. So he's got a solution set for security. So, and then physical security. I'll go through this quick, but video surveillance, we've got to employ Internet of Things, building access control, theft protection, motion censoring. And so what services does he provide? Well, he goes out and he does a survey of the client's site. You got to do a physical survey, and he comes up with a design to actually create a better barrier perimeter around the building. Access controls, video surveillance cameras, motion sensing detectors, okay? And then he sets it up and he monitors it. So, the police get notified if an alarm goes out, fire alarm goes off, fire department comes in, right? So he's got that all hooked up as well. And then he does all the cabling as well, because it's a hassle to offload that. So he's actually doing the cabling part as well. And the support. And these are the solutions that he's selected to do that. So again, you see how I'm kind of not spending a lot of time on the solutions, because the key is for you to figure out the customer needs and then the services that you want to provide. And that's the way to really think through this thing. So now we see how Liberty has selected the technology squares that they want to own and the teams that they want to set up. And the solutions and services that are unique offerings to their customers that they want to provide. So this is their sort of secret sauce. So, and here's the funny thing. Ben said, I can show you all the secret sauce because he says it doesn't matter. It's like he does it his own way. No one's going to be able to really reproduce that, So that's how technology makes themselves unique. So use that as an example to say, we need to think through our own company that way and the teams, our technology teams that way. So now let's look at those teams and how they should operate. And to do that, we need to take a look at an org chart, okay? So here's those 4 technology teams. And this is a real simplified org chart, I get it. I put general manager at the top. That's president, CEO, general manager, label it whatever you want. Then we've got the marketing team, the sales team, Liberty's 4 technology teams, and the finance team, all right? Now, when you think about each one of your technology teams and their ability to deliver to your clients, you have to think about the customer journey. And so that customer journey has multiple touch points. And the idea on the customer journey is that for every touch point that you have with a client, You're going to make sure that they have an amazing experience. That's the whole idea. How do I delight the client with every touch point, okay? From awareness, in other words, making them aware of your solution, to evaluating that solution, the proposal that you give them, right? To purchasing the solution. How easy is it to purchase from you? To delivering that solution, and what I mean by that is physical delivery, as well as getting it physically installed, right, in our strategy. And then services, how are you doing with embedding it and then supporting it on an ongoing basis and renewing it? And then billing, right? So these are your major touch points. Here's your 6 major touch points with every one of your customers. And every one of your technology teams has to be focused on these touch points. And I think the thing that I want to point out here is that that's our strategy. Our strategy at ConnectWise is to give you a complete integrated platform that covers that customer journey, from awareness to evaluation and all the way through that cycle. So we've got you covered on all of that. So let's take a look at how this works inside the company. So, awareness. Immediately with awareness, I've got to make sure that my technology team is giving the marketing team the right stories about this amazing, unique set of products and services that the security team is offering, right? Every one of these technology teams is offering a unique set of solutions and services. And so that unique set of solutions and services has to be treated, uniquely, okay? So it can't be one and done, right? And by the way, you can't just say, well, I've got a page on my website for security and managed services and collaboration and physical security. Well, that's a good starting point, right? But what about your marketing campaigns, all right? You've got to make your clients aware of the fact that you've got this solution set to offer to them. And I will say this, that a lot of us make this mistake, and I would say I'm included with our own practice in the Tampa Bay area, Like I said, we still have 15 employees, about a $4 million a year business. It's how we stay in the game. It's why we are so relevant. It's why we always get it, okay? We get you because we are you. What about a unique marketing campaign for each one of these? That's what's really necessary, right, to make them aware. Evaluation, well, your technology team doesn't do that either. They've got to make sure that they're working with the sales team to make sure that these sales proposals are optimized for this unique solution set that you're offering. Is it saying the things it needs to say? Is it impactful? Does it have all the information it needs? Does it maybe have too much information, okay? You should think deeply about that, because I will tell you that what a lot of business analysts are showing is that the one place where you really are completely cementing your reputation with your client is where you don't think you are. It's right here at the sales and evaluation and proposal stage. They're forming their opinion of you there, and it doesn't often change. Even if you do an amazing job at servicing and supporting them, it's right here at this evaluation stage where a lot of the focus is on you, and they make their opinion, they don't change it. You want to make sure that you have amazing proposals that are completely focused on that solution set. And then purchasing, hey, we got to work with the finance team to make sure that the purchasing gets done right. And we want to make sure that's a smooth and easy process here, So make sure that it's easy for them to do business with you. And then now this is where technology teams shine, right? I mean, this is what we all typically think of our technology teams as, is like, hey, look, they do the delivery because that's what they do. They do the delivery, right? And they do a great job of that. They do the service side of that. You want to make sure you do a great job of that. But I'm going to tell you that every one of your technology teams will deliver and service differently, okay? Because that set of products and services is different from managed services, is different from collaboration, is different from physical security. And so you've got to make sure that you have optimized the workflow for that technology team. So that means you got to set up their board just perfectly for them. Give them their own workflows that work perfectly for them. Give them their own email triggers that send out messages to your clients that are perfect for that technology team, right? Give them the set of statuses that make sense for them, okay? And so you want to think about each one of these teams and how can I customize their world to match the workflow that they have, right? And that's the beautiful thing about the ConnectWise platform. All of that you can tailor to each one of your technology teams. And then, of course, billing. Got to work with finance on that. And your bill should look just like your proposal, right? You know, because what clients do is they say, well, here's your proposal and here's the bill, and they don't match, okay? So you want to make sure those are the same, right? So again, make it a simple and delightful experience. And so this happens not just with one technology team, but this happens with every single one of the technology teams. And the thing I want to point out here is that they are interfacing outside of their group. They've got to have great connections to marketing, sales, and finance to be able to make sure that they're delighting the customer on every step of the journey, right? So I would suggest that in many ways you need to have an owner of your technology teams and that owner, whoever that is, should make sure that they've covered the bases, all of the customer journey there, okay? So that's a great perspective. And remember, you can customize however you want with the ConnectWise platform for each of your teams, okay? Make it the way that they want it, okay? Make it Burger King, have it their way, okay? That's the whole idea, all right? Okay. So we have talked about Liberty. We've shown you how they have set themselves up with their 4 teams. What I'd like to do now is to just focus on managed services for a second. And, you know, we've done a whole lot of cool work with managed services recently and our platform. And I want to show you some of the cool innovations that we put in place for managed services. And to help us with that, we have Mr. Craig Fulton, our Chief Product Officer.
All right, thanks. Okay, here we go. So Arnie brought up a good point. I'm proud to stand up here and show you what we've been doing at ConnectWise to help with managed services, but importantly, what he mentioned there about it's managing anything, right? So you can apply what we've done here to managing all of those technology squares. So the first thing I want to get into is, here's a scenario we deal with a lot, right? Customer supports a ticket. And wouldn't you like to turn that customer into a technician to help you? Or don't you have a scenario where you've got some junior technicians and you'd love to send them in the field, but you're a little nervous getting them out there, and you'd love to send them out and give them some support from back in the office? Well, we're doing that with a new service we've created in a platform called Perspective. And what Perspective allows you to do is see through the lens or the camera of that customer's smartphone or that technician's smartphone, right? So you can see through that camera right inside of the ticket. It's amazing. So look at what we've got. I got a ticket here. Arnie submitted this. Here's our scenarios. Laptop and event having internet issues. And I know what it's like working with Arnie over the phone. I'd rather just see what he's looking at. So I'm going to start a Perspective session. And I'm going to tell Arnie, hey, can you get on your mobile device and join this session? Look how fast that was. Right in the ticket, I can see what he sees, right? Enabling him to be a technician. And what's it feel like to be a technician again, Arnie? Or imagine a scenario. He's a junior tech. I'm sending him out there. He gets nervous. We'll call back in to a senior tech. So I can see what he sees. So Arnie, I need to see the workstation you're talking about, because we do put barcodes on there, and I'd like to just get that information from you if I can. You can just zone in on that. We're gonna get that barcode. Look at that! It picked that up. Thanks.
I'm done?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I need. Get back to the keynote, buddy. Look what I've got here. I've got all the information I need right on this, because I'm already managing this. And look what it did. It also attached it to the ticket. Because I get it, I was a technician, They don't like to do the attachment of the configs on the tickets. They don't like to do any of that work. We're doing that automatically because, as always, we want to automate everything that everyone's doing. And look, we audit that session too. We put that session that had happened in there. We record the time because they forget to enter the time. So we're doing that. And look, attach the configuration right here. So there's a device, all right? Thank you. Now, I want to talk about what the Automate team at ConnectWise has been doing. We are taking Automate to the web because we know that you want to manage and monitor the servers and workstations from a browser, from any device, anywhere. So we're doing that. In 2018, we're committed to delivering Automate fully in the web. But it's going to enable you to do cool things like this. Bam, right on the ticket, I can manage the computer right here. So I can do my job where I do my job, the ticket. I can do everything I need to do. I can run my commands. I can run my scripts, use my tools, everything right here. Blurring the lines, seamless, single pane of glass, right? I get all the baseline information I need on the computer. Here it is. There's the hardware and operating system and all the other fancy things I need. But what's important is how many times we get a call from a customer, hey, there's an internet issue, and you help them with that, and then they go about their way. And a couple hours later, they call you, you know what, something else isn't working. A couple days later, something else isn't working. And we're talking about managing things. We want to spend as little time on them as possible. Wouldn't you like to know what else is going on and remediate that while you're there? We give you that information. We set it up however you want it. I want to know what the patching is like when I'm looking at this, what services aren't running, so I can fix those things right there too. Right on the ticket where I'm doing my job. Okay, taking Automate to the web. This is the first thing we're doing is a computer management screen because all of you use that. That'll be in the web Q1 of 2018. But we're not done there. How many other times have you been working on an issue and it's network related? How many people do network diagrams? No, not everybody? All right, I hate to tell it. Those of you that are doing network diagrams, those are probably obsolete in about 5 minutes because stuff moves, right? Things change on the network quickly. So wouldn't you love to have a network map that's dynamic and real time and built automatically for you? I know you love to do documentation, but I'm going to take that away from you, and I'm going to automatically build a network map for you in ConnectWise. The Automate team has done some amazing work here to build this network map automatically based on the data you're getting from the agent. Look at this. Not only do I see where this is, I can tell where it was on the network because it's offline, right? And this is good because it's like, well, I can see everything else on this Cisco switch is working. So this is probably a good chance this is isolated to this workstation. But imagine everything was offline. Yep, this is probably related to that switch. So I can get there faster and be more efficient. And the network map gives you all this information down there to help you be more fast and efficient in your service delivery regardless of whatever square you're working in. Okay. So there's some other things I want to get into while we're here. If we can come back. This ecosystem, right? We talked about Liberty Technology and this ecosystem. And we see that Ben is using a lot of Cisco, and I've talked to Ben, and he says, look, we wanted to standardize and simplify on one thing. It makes us better at what we do at Liberty. And so working with Ben and talking to Ben and learning about Cisco, last week at Cisco's Global Partner Summit, Arnie was there, we announced ConnectWise Unite. We've partnered with Cisco to build Unite so that you can manage, monitor, and bill Cisco. We are uniting this ecosystem. We're uniting you with Cisco. We are uniting you with Amazon. You know, I was up here last year and the year before, talked about Cloud Console. We've already brought you Office 365 in Azure in there, in Cloud Console, and we're going to put that into Unite in a couple of months. But I want to show you what we've done with ConnectWise Unite. New product, just launched last week. This is what we've got. It allows you to bring all of the management of Cisco right into that single pane of glass where you do your jobs. We've got Meraki, the cloud managed network infrastructure is in here. We have Spark, the collaboration platform that allows you to do call, messages, meetings. StealthWatch, this is great for those of you getting into security services. StealthWatch watches the network traffic and alerts you when there's something malicious possibly happening. Umbrella, we all know OpenDNS is now Umbrella. This is your DNS filtering. So if someone does get those phishing emails, and look, I fell for that, Arnie, by the way, in the office. They sent that. It said, hey, your vacation is out of date. I clicked the link, tried logging in, emailed HR, hey, man, what's with my vacation? They're like, fail. And, and I didn't even know until we got to the meeting. I'm like, hey, my email's still. So anyway, Umbrella catches things like that. It catches things like that. I wish we had that then. Amazon, we're uniting you with Amazon because last year I talked about Azure, and many of you said, hey, don't forget, we also have moving our customers into Amazon. So we're giving you the ability to manage the virtual machines there and the storage and the S3 buckets. So let's get into what this looks like, all right? I'm going to click into one of my companies. Here's all the companies I'm managing. We seem to love Chris Craft Boats. Let's look at Chris Craft Boats. There's Spark. So you can manage Spark from here. You can create the user accounts. You can edit them, assign their licenses, change their licenses. The common things you need to do to manage Spark. And we're still working to enhancing. We're getting more access to the APIs to give you more. There's Meraki, that cloud-managed infrastructure. Look at this. You can manage all the clients right here. These are the devices connected to the network. I go to Brett's iPhone, see where it is on the network. I go to the actual devices. These are the network devices, the routers, the switches. It's all here. And the access points too. All right, this is a scenario I always used to love. A customer would call and say, the internet's down. I'm like, oh, the whole internet is offline.
Whole internet.
No, just your wireless access point. And then I'd have to drive all the way out there and unplug it and plug it back in, because if I asked them to unplug it and plug it in, they'd wipe the whole config out somehow. These stories are still relevant 10 years later. Yep. So look what I can do here. I can select them and reboot them. And I know you call the client first and tell them you're rebooting it, right? More, nope. I don't know what happened. So I can reboot them there. Look at that. Completely managing Meraki from within Unite, uniting this ecosystem. There's Umbrella. We can tell you everything that's going on Umbrella. StealthWatch, watching that network traffic, alerting you when there's something malicious that could happen, creating a ticket. And we're not creating 4,939 tickets. We're creating one and putting all those occurrences in there. So you can provide security services to your customer and report to them what you're working on. Here's our Amazon Web Services. All the virtual machines. Look at what I can do. I can attach volumes, detach volumes, turn backups on from right here. Or an automatic restarts, right? You get charged, I think it's per minute in Amazon.
Per second.
They're going to per second.
Per second.
Per second. Wouldn't it be nice, like, oh, I know they're not using that at night. I'll just shut that down at a specific time and have it turn back on at another time, saving money. You can do that right here. You can set that all up right here. There's no need to go and learn all of those interfaces and how that gets done. We can do that right here in Unite, bringing that into the ConnectWise platform. Okay, that's management and monitoring of those pieces. Let's talk about the billing. This is what we pride ourselves on at ConnectWise. We have really understand your billing challenges and how fun those are, because look at this world you're moving into. You now have to pay one of your partner vendors monthly and bill monthly. This is becoming quite a challenge, and we're going to automate. We're automating this for you. We're not going to. We are. We've done it with Office 365. We did it with Azure. We've done it with the servers and workstations through Automate, and now the Cisco and Amazon as well. You can just create your billing profiles, have it map all the individual products right to the agreement. Let's see what that looks like. Here's the agreement I have for Chris Craft. Wouldn't you love to have that bill going out to them? If you want to send them one bill with ConnectWise, you can. Look at all this stuff. There's the users, right? Active Directory integration through user-centric and manage. You could bring the users in, bill by users, the servers, workstations, switches, through Automate, Office 365, Azure, through Cloud Console, all the Cisco calls and Meraki and all of those pieces, so you can do this if you want. One single invoice with all of the detail. We really do pride ourselves on this. We understand if you want a customer to get this invoice and not call you and just pay it, you got to put names on there. You got to put detail on here. They need to see what it is they're getting so there's no question, and then they pay. Look at the detail. Okay, this is what we've done with ConnectWise Unite. And lastly, but not least, I'll show you, right, building dashboards. So you're managing and monitoring all this. We've given you manage. You've been able to look at your profitability of the services you're delivering and those areas, but we want to give you that same experience with the stuff we're uniting in the ecosystem. We've built this dashboard to show you this is how profitable you are managing this. And I get this all the time, very competitive in this industry. How am I doing with everybody else, though? We'll show you that. Well, you're 12th in the state, 23rd in the region, 75th in the country. And people seem to love graphs. We'll give you all those too, all the data you need to understand how successful these technology squares are in your business. Okay, so that is what we've done with ConnectWise Unite. And I'll say that I would love for you to come try it. You can come out of the booth and see it. But I'd love for you to come try it. Go to connectwise.com/tryunite. It's in pilot right now. You can try it for free. And then you can also, when you sign up, you get access to some webinars where we, what was it?
We're going to be teaching Cisco, Meraki, Umbrella, StealthWatch, and Umbrella. So we're going to have a series that actually starts on Monday. So
nice.
Hurry up, sign up, and we'll get you connected to the webinar series.
Okay. All right. Thanks for having me, Arnie.
Thank you, Craig. So, we were pretty excited last week. There's nothing like having your partner summit and then having, another partner summit you go to the week before, but it was really exciting to be at Cisco. I did pick up a couple things that we're going to be bringing to our partner summit as a result. But it's a really great company. We're very excited to announce our partnership with them. And, let me just say that we've been working with them for about 7 months now. And when our team first brought the idea to me, I got to admit, I was a little skeptical. I'm like, Cisco, great company, awesome company, but aren't they really pretty much focused on enterprise-type companies? I mean, are they serious about bringing, a solution set to small to mid-sized business? And so we have with us today Nirav Seth from Cisco, and I'm going to have him come up here and answer those questions for you. Come on up here now. Thank you.
Thank you
so much for coming.
Woo! How you doing? Good morning. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here at IT Nation and how honored I am to be in front of some of the best partners in the world. So great presentation thus far, and I love what your team has done in terms of ConnectWise Unite. So let's get right into the conversation. Sure. So, you talk about, let me forward here. You talk about our commitment to this space, and if we look at how our portfolio has been evolving, the investments we've made inorganically, the investments we've made organically, I'd like to tell you, Arnie, and I'd like to tell all the partners here in the room that we are unequivocally committed to this space. And what we want to do is help you expand the opportunity by bringing enterprise-class capability and marrying that with consumer-grade simplicity, and then marrying that with your platform capabilities to really simplify your ability to deliver these solutions to your customers. You talked about that technology canvas. Physical security, networking, so forth and so on. And what we've been able to build together here is really the ability for all of you, in terms of partners, to take an entire platform approach to the market. It's not just about the network. It's not just about collaboration. It's not just about security. It's all of the above. And with capabilities like Cisco Meraki, you get network, security, SD-WAN. You get physical security on that same dashboard. You get the ability to hook up Meraki cameras. And the data that we see, you talk about the expansion. The average Meraki customer ends up growing 4x through the course of just 2 years. And then you start to marry on the extra security capabilities, Stealth Watch. How do you harden, by the way, that Tootsie Roll in the middle by analyzing all the data and the traffic that's flowing inside that customer's environment? I'm a little hungry, by the way. I don't know if we get some Tootsie Rolls you can hook me up with. Umbrella, protecting every user no matter how they are getting the work done, whether it's in the office, outside the office, no matter what device they're leveraging. Think about this as an opportunity for you as a partner by marrying all of these capabilities together. You are so integrated in the customer's business process workflow at that point, there is no way that they would have any kind of interest working with anybody else. So that's one of the things I am super, super excited about. Now, as your customers look to invest and expand their technology footprint with you, they're evaluating you as a provider, but they're also evaluating what's the technology that they're investing in. And I know you have a lot of choices out there in the market, but the thing that I'm really proud of and the thing that I'm really confident in is when you lead with us, you're leading with the market leader, not just in one category, but basically just about any category that we play with. And that's going to give you the confidence that as your customers make multi-year investments, that they're investing in a company that's financially sound, financially stable, but is also continuously and consistently innovating and bringing new capabilities to market day in and day out. Now, we're all business owners in some way, shape, or form, and as all of you evaluate who you're investing in terms of your partners, I think it's important for us from a Cisco lens to give you a perspective of where are we going as a business. What's our North Star in terms of our technology strategy? And I really net this out to 3 key pillars. First and foremost, it's about bringing the power of intelligence to all parts of our portfolio. And a simple example of that is we see via our Talos security engine more than 7 billion threats every day around the world. And what we're able to do is bring the power of all of those threats to every customer that you're embedding Stealth Watch into or Umbrella into. That's the power of bringing intelligence everywhere. Connected everything. We think of IoT as sort of a hypothetical. The rise of the machines are right upon us. So even if you're not doing sensors and data feeds and other things like that for your customers probably have connected devices in their environment. It could be a connected thermostat. In fact, just yesterday I bought a couple of connected cameras from Meraki, of course. Everything is getting connected. You have the ability to build that platform and that foundation for the rise of the machines because of the investments that we made. This is our DNA. We have always been about connecting everything, and now it's about connecting everything at an unprecedented scale. And then last but certainly not least for this audience is the commitment to cloud managed, and cloud optimized. Whether it is organic investments that we're making, like Spark, whether it is inorganic investments that we've made, like BroadSoft, we will continue to round out our portfolio in terms of cloud managed and cloud optimized capabilities so that all of you as partners have more and more opportunity that you can lead with as you continue to win and attack this space. And because of our partnerships, like let's say with a Google or an Amazon Web Services, it presents you with a lot of cross-sell, upsell opportunities. Let's say you have an account with Amazon Web Services, EC2 instances, S3 instances. How about we protect that environment and the users connecting to that environment with the right SD-WAN strategy from Meraki, with the right umbrella strategy to make sure that every one of those users accessing those AWS capabilities has the security posture that they need. Now, as you also think about commitment and investment with Cisco, I want you to know a couple of things. First and foremost, when we chose to really go big in this space, because we finally have what we believe is the right portfolio for this space, we chose to pair up and partner with the market leader, ConnectWise. That was based on your feedback. And we had Liberty Technologies reference. There's been so many partners, New Wave and others that are here in this audience. This capability, this Unite platform that we're building, the offers that we're integrating into that platform, let me say unequivocally, this platform, this entire solution set has been built by you, for you, and the incremental roadmap is going to be based on your feedback in terms of where you would like to take it so that you're delivering more and more effective solutions to your customers and you're generating and enjoying more and more profitability. We will continue to invest in you by helping you drive more opportunity than ever before. OpenDNS, the acquisition that we made, is a great example. You will continue to see us really double down on this space and make sure that you've got the tool sets and the technology canvas that you need to lead. I'd like to have every one of those boxes in some way, shape, or form adjacent to Cisco. Sorry, I'm a little competitive, all right? And then finally, and this is really, really important in terms of partnering, we partner for life. The pedigree of our company has been about partnerships. It has always been a partner-led company. In fact, our CEO actually ran the partner organization at Cisco at one point in his career. And I don't believe any company at our scale or our size can say this, but 85% plus of our business is driven by our partners around the world. And how many of you have worked with partners that leverage partners to acquire new customers only to take those customers direct?
You mean like Dell?
I didn't say that.
Oh.
But there are many companies out there that you may have partnered with over time that leverage you to acquire new logos, and then guess what? They see the opportunity and they flip those logos direct. We don't do that. 85% of our global business across every one of our spaces, including high-end spaces like service provider, are driven by our partners. And so as you think about investing in, not just in ConnectWise Unite, but more broadly with the Cisco platform that we're bringing to market jointly with ConnectWise, I want you to feel confident that we have been and we always will be a partner-led organization. And so, Arnie, I tell you what, last week when we were together and we pre-announced this at our partner summit, the analyst feedback and the press feedback was off the charts. And the analyst debrief that we had at the end of the week was very, very positive. This was one of the things that was elevated in terms of, the most newsworthy of the event, of the conference. And I love this quote from the VAR guy, or now Channel Futures, right? It's a win-win for ConnectWise and Cisco as they leverage these other strengths. And so, Arnie, I guess I could have just said a quick yes. We are committed to this space, and I could have been done, but I really wanted everybody to understand, how excited we are, how humbled I am to be in front of all of you, and the opportunity that we have to really help our customers build a foundation that they need so that they can be successful in their own respective businesses.
Well, we really appreciate it, Nirav. I mean, it's important for our partners to hear that because, hey, we know Cisco's a great company, and I gotta be honest. I mean, since my eyes have been open, it's like it is an amazing tool set and solution set that is now available to small to mid-sized businesses. So thank you guys very much.
Awesome, Arnie. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to surprise you. I know it's your own event. Now, I'm sorry. They can't turn. I guess they could turn the mic off on me right now. But now, any of you follow SEC football? Well, I heard that Roll Tide. Thank you, by the way. I'm about to go there in a moment. So Arnie, when we first met, I discovered that Arnie was a Florida Gator.
Arnie is a Florida Gator.
Thank you. Thanks for that correction. Now, if you can pick up from my own accent, I grew up in Alabama, and I'm a product of the University of Alabama system, and so I appreciate whoever said Roll Tide. I think I need to hook them up with a Meraki stack. Thank you for that. Now, I wasn't sure where our relationship and this partnership was going to go, but it has been impeccable. And so as a symbolic commitment to our partnership, I'm going to present you with something. Now, as somebody from the University of Alabama, I have never willfully held up a Florida Gator jersey, all right? But that's not the only thing. So take some photos, right? Because this does not happen unless there's, I don't know, a match next to it or something.
Yeah,
right?
I want one of those photos, yeah.
But what's more important is that this I want in your office, and how about you give me one from Alabama for mine?
I'll do that.
We got Cisco here to represent Cisco and ConnectWise coming together, and we got the one on the jersey to represent Unite.
There you
so
go.
thank you
Great.
very much.
Thank you so much,
Arnie. I
Rob.
appreciate the partnership. Thank you very much. Thank you,
so
team.
much.
Appreciate it.
All right. That's great. That was unexpected. Okay. He's right, though. I mean, when we first met, it was like the first thing we started talking about was college football, and he said, I went to Alabama, and I went, I just don't think this is going to work. It's like, you beat me every single year in the SEC championship, what can we do? Well, we got a new coach coming, we hope, so we're going to get competitive with you guys again. All right. So, thank you so much, Narav, for coming up here. And I guess I want to say a special thank you to Cisco because, we've worked with a lot of big companies, and, it just feels like they've been sort of certified for the IT nation at this point. We've spent a lot of our time in the past working with large companies and just kind of trying to make them aware of the fact that we exist out there and that, we'd like to be treated nicely. And so we've been ambassador to lots of large companies in the past. And I just got to say that, going over to the Cisco campus in Silicon Valley and meeting with them and meeting with their executives, they are very serious about bringing their solutions to the small to business space, and they really do have some great solutions. Ben knows, it's like we're going to be saving like $40,000 just by moving over to the solution, and we get so much more. We got a whole collaboration stack now. So please sign up for the Unite trial. If you are, how many folks are selling Cisco out there right now? Just show of hands real quick. Okay, great. How many folks are selling Meraki, just out of curiosity? A lot. Look at that. Wow, a lot of you. Okay, so you're going to love Unite. And how many folks selling Spark, their collaboration platform? And how many of you love the bills that you get with it? Okay, we got that covered for you, so we're going to be able to take care of that for you. Okay, so amazing stuff. All right. So, we're excited about Unite. We're excited about where we're going. We think that the solutions in the ecosystem that can maximize a difference for your technology teams and your customers are really important. We think you should have lots and lots of choices, and we're really happy to bring Cisco into your set of choices and connecting it to where you do your business and you do your job every day, the ConnectWise platform. But our goal is not done. It's not just about connecting Cisco. It's not just about connecting Amazon. It's not just about connecting Office 365 and Azure. It's about connecting absolutely everything in this ecosystem, and that's really our goal. So imagine if we could actually connect everything in the ecosystem to give you an unlimited number of choices. I think that would be really cool. Imagine if we could bring all of these into one pane of glass like we have with Cisco and Microsoft and Amazon. That would be super cool. So what we've done and what we're excited to show you now is we've created the ConnectWise Developer Kit. And what is the ConnectWise Developer Kit? Okay, it's not just about SDKs and APIs. This is about giving you a tool that will generate code automatically and let you very quickly add to the ConnectWise platform with your solution, right? So we would ask all solution vendors out there to work with us. We'd love to have you in our pilot program for this developer kit. It's going to be really awesome. In fact, what you saw Craig demo just earlier was the ConnectWise Unite with Cisco, and that was created with this developer kit. And we were able to do it in just record time. And so that's why I say we're just getting started. We are on a tear. We're able to connect everything in this ecosystem to give you lots and lots and lots of choices for every one of your technology squares. And then the other thing I guess I would say is that this developer kit is not just about our vendor partners, but it's also about you, and especially our larger partners who say, hey, look, I kind of would like to tailor ConnectWise to my unique needs. It'd be great if I could have, a pod on the ticket screen that did this or did that or integrated to a different solution. It's sort of like, again, Burger King, have it your way. So we're really trying to make it so that you've got choices and that you actually can customize this platform, the ConnectWise platform, and connect it to everything in the ecosystem. So Craig, show us what we got.
All right. Thanks, Arnie. So what he's saying is true, right? We want to unite this ecosystem. Not all of you are developers. Not everyone understands code. So we want to give you a tool that makes it easy to do that. Unite this. Build your own custom experience in the platform. We understand it is all about user experience. That's why we're doing things like putting automate in the ticket, putting control in the ticket, bringing Cisco in and Amazon. So with this tool, you can easily do that, okay? And I'm just going to guide through this. This is something we're committed to launching next year. And we'll give you the ability to build pods. We're thinking of them as components on a screen, right? When you look at a ticket screen or the pods on there, you could build those. You could build these 4 different types. Or you could build a form. A form is basically like a ticket. I can go in, fill a ticket out, that's a form. New company screen, I fill that out, that's a form. You can make whatever forms you want across the entire ecosystem. Imagine filling one form out, and it creates a ticket, and a config, and a user in Office 365. It's doing multiple things across the ecosystem. We'll give you the power to do that with forms. And look, when you build these forms, you'll be able to choose. All right, I want to bring this from this partner in this ecosystem in. Right now, we've got these. We challenge our partner vendors, get in this program. We want to build this list out. All right, so you can choose ConnectWise and get things from different products. We hear this all the time. Boy, it'd be nice if I can bring data from different parts of ConnectWise into one screen. You'll be able to do this. Okay, tables. Tables are list views. When you go to a service board and there's a list view, you can build your own table. Imagine having a table that shows data across all the tools you're using. And graphs, the bar charts, the pie charts, and KPIs, little squares with the numbers, right? So what does this all lead to? You can build your own UI, your own screen. You can take all of those elements you design, the components you build in this pod builder, and very easily, yep, I built my own managed company screen, and I want to bring AWS instances in there. You're automatically building the UI. All the code is being generated on the back end so that you could do things like this. I've already built one. Let's take a look at what that looks like. I've built my own screen for what I want to see on tickets. There's my KPIs. So manage tickets, Office information, Azure, Amazon Web Services, automate computers, tables. You can build your own screens here. And then when you're done, publish them, add them into manage, so you end up with something like this. In this case, I put it on the Today page, and there's that custom tab that I built. I am not a developer, I assure you, but I can drag and drop things, no problem. And I could build my own screens in ConnectWise, okay? And we'll still give you the APIs, we'll still give you the SDKs, but this is what we see as the tool that unifies this ecosystem and brings us all together so you can have the single pane of glass in the ConnectWise platform.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. Trying to make it simple. Yep. That's the idea, is how can we make it simple and fast for everyone to connect to the ConnectWise platform and therefore allow lots of choices and bring it right to where you do business. So, what I want to ask you to do is, if you're interested in this, we're going to start this in 2018, but we would love to get your interest now. send an email to invent@connectwise.com. Any of you solution vendors out there or partners that are interested in tailoring ConnectWise to your needs, please send an email to invent@connectwise.com. We will absolutely respond and get you started in the program as soon as we get this program started. You know, the other thing I guess I'm going to say, and I know I'll get in trouble with my team, but we're going to put our money where our mouth is on this, okay? This isn't lip service. And so we're raising, you know, we have raised a fund, all right? It's up to $10 million at this point, and we hope to get it up to $25 million to help you, help fund, in other words, be angel investors for those of you that want to participate in helping us connect the ecosystem together, okay? So our whole objective is to get this thing connected, give you lots and lots of choices, and we are putting our money where our mouth is. So we talked a lot today. We covered a whole lot today. We covered the ecosystem. We covered technology canvas. We covered strategy and how your teams fit in and how you should manage and do product management in your teams. But uniting the ecosystem brings a whole world of technology choices and peers together, making the services that you offer to your customers the most powerful that they can be. And it starts with you and your teams right here, right now, at IT Nation. So have a great IT Nation, and we look forward to spending some more time with you during the week. Thank you.